Mrs. Diksha Chandel, Assistant Professor, Department of Paramedical Science, for further proceedings.
Good afternoon all. So I would like to introduce our first session chair member of this session, Mr. Kapil Kumar Goyal. Mr. Kapil Kumar Goyal is working as an assistant professor at QuantumUniversity Haridwar. Sir has qualified B.Pharm, M.Pharm in pharmaceuticals chemistry and has qualified GATE in 2002 and 2003. Dr. Goyal has total 15 publications in national and international journals. Dr. Goyal has presented 7 research papers in national and international conferences. I would like to request Mr. Kapil Kumar Goyal sir to introduce our next keynote speaker, Dr. Tapan Behel from UPES, Dehradun.
Thank you. It's my privilege to be here as a chairperson of the session, and Dr. Tapan Behel is also from Uttarakhand and from the reputed University of Uttarakhand, UPES. Dr. Tapan Behel is currently working as a professor at the School of Health Science and Technology, University of Petroleum and Energy Study, Dehradun. And he has completed his doctoral studies from the Vallabhbhai Patel Chest Institute, University of Delhi, and thereafter worked as a postdoc researcher. His research area of research is improved diabetes, associated complication, molecular pharmacology, neuropathic pain, and its complication. And he has published more than 400 research and review articles in international national journals. He has published international books and is continuously engaged in exploring the molecular mechanism in the diabetes and related area. Dr. Tapan is serving as a reviewer to the many reputed journals like PLOS 1 and International Immunopharmacology, Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science, Oncotargets, and many more. So I welcome you, Dr. Tapan, for this session. Thank you.
Hello. Excuse me. Good afternoon to one and all. So I welcome you all to this session, which is going to be held after this heavy lunch and a delicious lunch, right? So majority of you will be feeling sleepy, as I was also. So let me come to the straightforward point of the presentation, that what I will be talking about is, which is according to the theme of the conference, which is being scheduled today in your premier institute. That is, I will be talking about the artificial intelligence in pharma domain. We all are pharmacists, so how artificial intelligence is going to be a game changer. So the title for the presentation which I will be talking about today is Artificial Intelligence in Pharma Domain, a new paradigm is waiting, right? So now we are coming to the conclusion that why and when the artificial intelligence becomes so, you can say, important in our lifestyle, in our daily needs, that it is becoming the need of the day and it is now becoming the need of our profession also, right? So coming to the first slide, please. So what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is basically the ability of a computer or a computer-enabled robotic systems that processes the information and produce outcomes in a manner which is similar to human beings, either in the processes of learning, decision making, and solving problems, right? And whatever the systems which are being involved in doing such kind of changes are called as the artificial intelligence systems. So now when we are talking about the pharma domain, we all deal with the drug development, whether in the one stage or the another, right? So when we are talking about the drug domains, we are basically involved in the drug discovery processes. So this is how the drug is being discovered. We take some medications, but how these medications come into the picture? What are the pre-phases? What are the preclinical trials or the clinical trials the drug has passed earlier? So that becomes a questionable thing, and that is always a thing which is the matter of the concern, because it is quite a long-standing process, approximately 20 years. So now with the aid of artificial intelligence, it has become possible to manifest their stages at a very earlier pace, right? Next slide, please. Why? New research is going into the global pharmaceutical industries, which imparts a major amount of the capital which is being invested. But are we getting the proper returns out of it? The answer is big no. Why? Because there are a number of factors. Either the sale of the drug is not up to the mark, there are a number of factors which are not occurring properly, right? So now the concept of the artificial intelligence comes here, which is acting as a real game changer. Why a real game changer? We will come to know in the next slides. Like, what are the regulations associated with AI? We all know the name of Elon Musk, right? So in 2017, Elon Musk was surprisingly seeing something, that there is the need of some regulations for the AI, because he was the main person which was dealing into the AI earlier. So why he found it? Because if the regulation is being made, there are a number of factors which will come into the consideration, and that can eventually lead to the revenue generations, right? So then this calls for the development of public sector policies. And in December 2018, Canada and France announced plans for G7-backed International Panel on Artificial Intelligence. Subsequently, the United Nations followed the same strategy, right? So we can see from this slide that it was not at the you can say Indian level, but at the overseas level, that's the majority of the countries which are really the main game changers of this particular domain, right? They were acting very proactively into this concept, that why and how and when this particular artificial intelligence regulations will come into the action. Next slide. So why the infusion of AI is a good idea? Till now we were not thinking that much proactively on AI, but why not? What is the need for this? We came here at this particular institute because there is a conference, right? There is a reason for coming here. Similarly, why the inclusion of AI in pharmaceuticals? Because that can have the number of advantages, like there is an error minimization. We as humans can perform number of tasks, but the probability of doing the errors is also there, because no human is perfect. But when the same error is being done by machines, the error rate is relatively less, and that can lead to either the reliability, precision, difficult explorations are there, daily applications. For example, I started today from my home at Dehradun, right? I was coming here for the very first time. I was not knowing the places where to come and how to come. When I sat in the car, I just started the GPS QuantumUniversity and I got into it. So what is that? This is what we call as artificial intelligence. So earlier when we used to come, we have to ask the persons in the standby that भैया Quantum University को कौन सा रास्ता जाता है, right? So this thing has been minimized. The time saving is there, the cost savings are there, number of things are associated. Then digital assistance. Now we are seeing the movie Avatar, right? So we are seeing that there are digital avatars. Okay, there is a person who can do the teaching and they can do the digital teachings. There is no need of a teacher in a classroom. There is no need of a student in a classroom. There are avatars of everyone. So they are typically the digital assistants, what we call as the digital creators, right? Next. So now, when we come to the artificial intelligence, we have to imagine future. What is there in the future? So now, there are a number of points. AI able to design new drugs. Yes, it is possible. Then find a new drug delivery opportunities, that is drug delivery options. Now the drugs are not being tested on the real humans or animals, but on the virtual modes, so that the ethical and the pre-ethical concerns are relatively very less. Robots are there. They help in the process of optimization and controls. Batches are released virtually. Counterfeiting drugs almost become impossible. Local pharmacists 3D prints. And what else? Doctors print organs now, right? There are organs which are going to be printed at all. So definitely it is going to be a very boom, but provided the condition is they have to be used according to the regulations and according to the legislations. Fine? Next please. So now coming to the pharmacy, why AI in pharmacy? Because see, we in the pharmacy domain are dealing with the intelligent modeling, We have a role in the formulation development, polypharmacology, hospital pharmacy, and deep neural networks. Coming to the next slide, please. So they are basically the quantitative structure activity relationships. Like when the earlier session was happening, that Dr. Jitendra told us about the Schrodinger software. There are a number of software which are now being applicable, that this is the particular ligand where the receptor is going to attach, and then the drug effect or the efficacy or the drug tolerability, toxicity is going to be evaluated out. So the XYZ compound which is going to be evaluated out, whether that is going to be of the utmost important or not. So in that way we can screen out. Then there is the emergence, and it has become the major part of the industry applications. Next, please. So now they are basically the two classes. The first one is the conventional computer methodologies, and second one is the modulating the brain functioning, that artificial neural networks, and it is basically dealing with the capability to be unequivocally programmed. So basically the main thing is that it is mimicking the human brain, that whatever the sensing mechanisms, whatever the perceiving mechanism, whatever the motivational thoughts, definitely there is the motivational thoughts, but definitely it is not going to act on the motivation or the, not, you can say, scientific terminologies. Then they are the two things. One is the, you can say, emotional thought, second one is the logical thinking. So what is the main advantages that is associated with AI is it is acting on the logical reasoning part, not on the emotional part. So that is the best part, right? Next. So it is being classified according to the ability in three categories. First one is the, as Grabu sir has also mentioned very clearly and very beautifully he has quoted out, that there are three types. First one is the artificial narrow intelligence or the weak artificial intelligence, which performs a narrow range task like facial identification. Some person is being there, retina display there is there, right? We just stand in front of the machine that displays the retina. We are going to display the retina in front of the machine, and that redness is going to be marked out. When we are starting, okay, the car, that is, we usually, what we do, we have to press the, but we have to press clutch, gear change, and then all, because that is somewhere in the mind. That is related to the artificial narrow intelligence. Then artificial general intelligence, which performs all the things as humans, and also at the human level, like human intellectual abilities, and then super intelligence. It is way beyond the human thinking. Like there are a number of functions which a human practically can't perform, right? So this is the thing which is going to be performed by the artificial super intelligence level. Next. So why AI in pharmacy? Because we being the healthcare professionals, it is playing a role in the disease identification, then personalized medicine, drug discovery, clinical trial research, and virtual nurses, right? Coming to the first is drug discovery. What is the drug discovery? It is the basically process from which a drug from the lab comes into the market, right? It is the screening of hundreds and thousands of compounds which are actually there in the market, which are actually there in the, you can say, database. Then we are going to screen it, and then it is finally coming into the market. But this is actually a very time-consuming and costly process. So now with the help of artificial screening, we are using artificial intelligence, we are screening number of compounds. So the unwanted molecules are not coming forward. They are just being in the backside, and the promising molecules, lead candidates, or the optimizing candidates, they are coming into the front picture, right? Next. So it is basically involved in the high throughput screening also, and now with the help of computer aided assistant drives, right? And they are also related to the structural activity relationship analysis also. This all has aided into the development of the models, which are actually the best models of the time, because it is actually less time consuming, less costly, as well as the easily available techniques, and moreover it saves a lot of time, right? So definitely that is the need of the day. Next. Drug discovery. Basically, it is drug discovery is always an inductive deductive process. What do you mean by inductive deductive? It is basically an interchangeable process. That whenever interchangeable processes is occurring, it ultimately guides to attain the optimized lead molecules, basically, right? So definitely their chances of unpredictability or inaccuracy is at the least stake. Now we are screening those molecules which are showing the very promising results. So what are these promising results? Promising results is the sign of the efficacy, less toxicity, and less adverse events, right? So that is what we want to have in the ideal drug candidate. So definitely it can have the number of the scientific things. Next. So now coming in over to the hospital pharmacy. We being a pharmacist cannot ignore the hospital pharmacy concept also, because that is very, very important. So it is basically used in the assistive techniques, like there is the maintenance of the medical records, then there is the Google Deep Mind Health project that is developed by Google. So assist to excavate the medical records in a short span of time. And another, there is a program which is launched by IBM Watson to help the oncologists. What they are doing, they are just designing the thing, the microchips, so that the cancer is going to be detained, you can say, attained in a very shorter time. Whatever the person is actually suffering from cancer, they are the microchips which can detect the signals, the unwanted signals, right? Which are not good. So they are going to detect that the person is having the propensity to be cancerous one, or he is already having the cancerous stages, right? So that is relatively a very good stage. Next. It can be used for having the drug delivery system, basically the formulating the relationships between the various factors and the responses, developing of the suitable algorithms for the development of the suitable drug delivery approaches, and they are having the drug delivery potential of the delivery dosage forms. So AI helps in all the development of the formulation, and which is the best formulation and how it can be used, how it can be optimized. So starting from the very basic stage till the end stage, AI can be helpful tool for us. Next. So now coming to the polypharmacology. Earlier the concept was one disease, one target. We were targeting only one particular molecular domain for a particular disease. But now we are at a different level, right? We are the generation which has seen the, you can say, advent of the corona, right? With corona, there are number of factors, there are number of morbid and mortality conditions which comes into action. So that necessitates that there is something which is there into the picture. Like if we are talking about the pharmacology, earlier it was that if there is a one disease, there is only a one target which is being associated with it. But now when the diseases are progressing, we are eating the fast food, we are having the obesity, we are having the number of complications, arthritis, and we are having the life-threatening complications also like cancer. But how? Because there are number of factors, there are number of diseases which are coming into the picture, and there it comes the action of one disease, multiple targets. That is polypharmacology, right? So this is something very, very interesting, that how the multiple organs, multiple sites, how the multiple targets they are going to be necessitated, and how the multiple organs they are going to be affected by a single dreadful disease. So this is something the game-changing thing of this particular AI. Next. Now we all know that there are clinical research, right? Clinical research is very costlier aspect of a clinical trial. So now we have to recruit the patients, which we don't call as patients in this, we call it as subjects, right? When we are enrolling the subject, it is not very important that the subject is going to enter the very first phase. Now we have to just make it very clear that whatever the subjects are there, we have to do the remote monitoring and we have to find the best sample size. Next, please. Then there will be soon the automated algorithm systems, which will help basically the oncologist and the radiologist for finding of the same domains. Next. So what are the advantages of the AI in clinical research? It is cutting costs, it is improving trial quality, improving trial time, finding biomarkers, recruiting trial patients, and reading volumes of tests, and on verge of discovering new molecules which are going to be the promising candidates. Next. So this is something very interesting which is called as personalized treatment. I can be treated with 5 mg of drug, but he can't be treated with 5 mg because the metabolism, the basic ATME of my body is different, his body is different. That is something which comes under the concept of the personalized treatment. So this is how the AI, that is we can design the individual therapies according to the individual needs. This is something very, very interesting. Next. So now this is the virtual nurses which keeps on reminding us for the medication administration. Keep expecting mothers. The mothers who are going to deliver baby, they can keep them reminding that this is the stage where they have to do this and they don't have to do. That is do's and don'ts, right? Then they can assist the patients with the audio and visual aids. They can help the patient with the side effects. They can book a general practitioner's appointment, and data collection can be done very readily. This is something which is going to be a real the path-changing things in this particular aspect, because that is going to replace the humanity also, right? Next. So till now, I am talking about the merits of AI. I was talking very passionately about the AI. So this is the advantage of AI, why we are going to give AI, why we are introducing AI into the picture, but do we really need that? What are the demerits associated with it? Because see, there are two sides of a coin. There is always a pros and a con, right? So till now we are talking about the merits, but are we really sure that AI is going to be a game changer? If yes, it is. But why it is going to be a dangerous one? Reason is raising, problem solving, knowledge representation, learning, perception, emotion manipulation, creativity and general intelligence. And the basic problem where we are in danger, our extinction is at the danger because there is going to be the jobless persons because now we don't need humans. The machine can do the work of hundreds of the humans, right? A person chances is 101% that he or she can commit a error. But now it is not the case with the machine. I can just calibrate it, I can do it again. But are we having the trust related problems, safety problems, computational problems? Calibration is needed every time. Next slide. So in conclusion, basically AI is doubtless the next big thing for pharma companies, whether they are being flexible and adaptive. And basically they are turning the most things from the hype to the hope. Whatever the thinking, we are thinking that it is going to be a hype matter. It is a very big matter. Now we have the hope that that can be created, that can be done eventually with the things, with the best of the things into the market, right? So this is really the great thing that we can do eventually. Then it is going to transform. But yes, the transformation cannot be done overnight. If I am saying today and I can think that it can be done overnight, no, it is not possible. It will need at least 10 to 20 further more years to do the things accordingly, right? Next. So the take-home message is, what is the take-home message? So I just want to put two basic things, that you can have data without information, but you don't have the information without the data. We need the data for the information, right? We can have lot of information, but if we are not having data, that makes sense. But we can have information, but not without data. That makes no sense, right? So artificial intelligence is no match for natural stupidity. That is what I call being the emotional tools, right? So artificial intelligence avoids the all things. So that is where we have to work eventually. And artificial intelligence is going to be an emerging boon to the pharmaceutical field of science, right? Next slide. This is the acknowledgement. This is the place from where, this is the Karam Bhumi of mine, that is UPS, University of Petroleum and Energy Studies. So I being privileged and honored to declare one thing here, that we are the very first university now in the country who has introduced the concept of metaverse. Now we are getting into the metaverse where we are not teaching the students in the class. We are just doing the avatars, like my avatar is there in the class, and we are teaching the students in that way. I being as the pharmacy professional, there is no need to me, and I am teaching the computer engineers also, right? So this is what we are dealing, and now we are starting. We have already started the concept of metaverse, and we are there for the first time in the country. Okay, so this is how we have worked upon, and this is where we can start the concept of artificial intelligence into the country and basically into the education domain, right? Next. So these are the references from where we have prepared the slides, and next slide is of thank you. Thank you so much for your patience and time. If there is any questions, I will let you know the thing. Any questions from the students? Yes, please.
So you mentioned in your session that AI works on logical reasoning rather than being emotional.
Yes.
So don't you think that emotional requirement is there when it comes to this segment?
Yes, emotional things are required, but see, emotional things are required not at the verge of the logical thinking, right? Because this is emotion that makes a lot of the mistakes also, where the chances of the error and the data irreliability can be more. So this is something needs to be replaced with the utmost level so that the accuracy and precision to be is the must level, and that is what we want to be at the supreme level, right? Yes, please.
Sir, you said it will take the zone. But
Pardon?
as you said, artificial intelligence will take the zone. But we know we have to keep it updated with the times.
Yes.
So it will not be updated. I guess it will not take the but we have to update with that now.
Definitely. See, now we have the automated machines. Who can think of the artificial organs before a century? Who can think of the artificial organs before a decade even? This is how the artificial intelligence came into the picture. This is how the data manipulation. This is how the avatars, right? Let me complete, please. So earlier there was no concept of the virtual screenings, right? There was no concept of the, we spent like 30-40 years in the labs for screening a single molecule. But now the time has changed. Earlier there was no QSAR studies, but how that thing came into the picture? Because now we became updated. We know. In our childhood there was no Facebook, there was no Instagram. But when I grew up, I made account on Facebook, I made account on Instagram, I made account on Snapchat. Why? Because that was the need of the day. Because if I have to be updated with the societal impact, I have to become eventually the real thinker, right? So yes, definitely we have to be updated. If we are not updated and if that systems are not going to be updated, then it makes no sense. Any other question?
Sir, what are the technical obstacles in the AI, sir?
Technical obstacles is whenever we are going to perception. You can say the lack of the trust. Data breachabilities are issues. A day before yesterday, we might have seen on the TV there was one news regarding the data breachability from HDFC. Right? How it happened? Because there was some software which eventually got, you can say, corrupted, and the data of the hundreds and thousands and crores of the customer that got breached. So these are the trust issues. This is the major technical aspect that we can't be as much assured. Definitely we can be, right? But when the things comes over to the societal impact, when the things comes over to the job issues, it is creating a lot of nonsense technicalities. Any other question?
So do you acknowledge the conundrum that is there, for example, for stuff like euthanasia? For stuff like things to pro-life or pro-choice and these kind of questions. Do you think only logical aspects are the only things that we should take in consideration, or emotional aspects should be considered?
See, there are certain things, we are talking about the majority of the things that will come into the drug discovery process. Euthanasia is something which has to be regulated by law also, when we are talking about the human being also. There it is not the thing which where the AI can take place under of the drugability. No, it is not the case. There it is the case that yes, there are regulations, and that's why the need of the regulations is there.
So even in cases of drug discovery and development, there are certain debates like safety or efficacy, which is more important.
That's what I asked. I said to Sir,
Yes, sir.
that yes, we have the AI, which is really playing the game changer aspect, but we do have the limitations because there are the impacts, basically the safety aspect. So are that data very reliable? So we have to find out the answer. But yes, the answer will not be answered even overnight. We can't say that if I have given the presentation, it is going to be a real, you can say, changing the things. No, it will take time. We have changed from Orkut to Facebook over the span 10 years time.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now from Facebook to Insta. Again, because the acceptability was there, trust was there, impact was there. So that is how the AI intelligence works.
Thank you.
Right? So I think question and rounds are complete. Thank you so much for your time and patience.
Thank you, sir, for a valuable speech. Now I would request Dr. Kapil Kumar Goyal, sir, to felicitate Dr. Tapan Behel with the memento. I would request Dr. Santosh Kumar Verma, sir, to felicitate Dr. Goyal with the memento. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Goyal, sir, to address the gathering with few highlights of this session.
Thank you. A very good lecture by Dr. Tapan. We are thankful for you. I just want to ask from the student how much you have grasped from this lecture or from the other session. Anyone B.Com or from student here? Anyone, please. कुछ आइडिया आपको लगा हो फार्मा में आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का? एक्चुअली जो सर लोगों ने बताया है वो आप लोगों के लिए बेसिक ही है, ऐसा नहीं आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बहुत अभी सर ने डीप लेवल पे तो नहीं गए, जो आपको एक सुपरफिशियली बताया। यदि मैं एक एग्जांपल के तौर पे आपको इसको डिफाइन करूं, मैं एक बिकॉज आई एम मेडिसिन केमिस्ट्री पर्सन, तो मैं उसी एक एग्जांपल लेता हूं। सपोज हमको सिंथेसिस करना है कोई एक, जैसे बेंजोइडाजोल का ड्रग, कोई ड्रग का नाम पता है? एल्बेंडाजोल है। जैसे आपको एक ड्रग बनानी है तो यू आर गोइंग टू सिंथेसाइज दैट ड्रग। अब एक टाइम ऐसा आ गया है कि अब आप उसके डेरिवेटिव्स बना रहे हैं, तो you can make the different derivative of the albendazole by the synthesis also, and you can also synthesize the compound on the computer and then make the methyl benzimidazole, ethyl benzimidazole, propyl benzimidazole, butyl benzimidazole by taking a simple aldehydes. Like formaldehyde you will take, then what will be for बेंजीमिडाजोल। यदि आप एस्टल्डिहाइड लेंगे मिथाइल बेंजीमिडाजोल, यदि आप प्रोपेनॉल्डिहाइड लेंगे तो आपका क्या बनेगा? इथाइल बेंजीमिडाजोल। तो इस तरह से यू कैन टेक ए चेन फॉर दैट कंपाउंड, और उन सब की फिर एक्टिविटी आपको करनी पड़ेगी, उन सब का सिंथेसिस आपको करना पड़ेगा। इस तरह से यू कैन मेक ए लाइब्रेरी फॉर दैट कंपाउंड। सिंपल रिएक्शन है, आपने देखा गूगल में बना हुआ है, उसमें आपका बेंजीमिडाजोल भी और आपका मिथाइल बेंजीमिडाजोल। तो यहाँ पर आपको क्या करना, बाय टेकिंग द use of computer CAD is also a type of the artificial intelligence. On that basis, you can synthesize that compound. You have no need to synthesize that compound. You have to take them to and find out the parameters of that compound. Some parameter, so that is based on the our past history जो हमने डेवलप किया है, उसके आधार पर उसका डाटा आपको मिल जाएगा और उससे आप एक नए कंपाउंड की सीरीज बना सकते हैं। Then you can synthesize that particular compound which are having a promising activity in that compound। जैसे मैं एंटी कैंसर का काम किया था, एंटी कैंसर की बात करूं, हम लोगों ने क्या किया, पुराना एक पेपर उठाया, पुराने पेपर में 34 कंपाउंड्स थे, उन 34 कंपाउंड्स के हमने क्या किया, ग्लाइड स्कोर कैलकुलेट किया, और ग्लाइड स्कोर में जो बेस्ट ग्लाइड स्कोर वाले कंपाउंड था, देन वी हैव टू टेक दैट कंपाउंड एज ए लीड फॉर द सिंथेसिस ऑफ द अदर कंपाउंड डेरिवेटिव। तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हमारे काम को क्या करता है, शॉर्टन कर देता है। जो हमारा काम पहले 7 साल पहले आपने देखा होगा कि जब हम सिंथेसिस कोई भी मॉलिक्यूल सिंथेसाइज करके उसके डेरिवेटिव बना के एक्टिविटी कर लेते थे, हमारा कोई टारगेट नहीं होता था, अब टारगेट बेस्ड काम हो रहा है। हमें पता है कि दैट पर्टिकुलर ट्यूबुलिन इनहिबिटर को हमको ड्राइव करना, तो व्हाई वी आर नॉट मेकिंग ए डोमेन। जो आपका दो ग्रुप होते हैं, तो एक फार्माकोकाइनेटिक पैरामीटर्स देखते हैं, फार्माकोडायनामिक पैरामीटर, तो एक डोमेन ग्रुप होता है उसके अंदर जो विच इज रिस्पांसिबल फॉर द थेराप्यूटिक एक्टिविटी। So in that case हम लोग उसी तरह के डोमेन्स को तैयार करें, उस तरह के कंपाउंड्स को तैयार करें जो हमारे एक्टिव हो, और ये बहुत आसानी से आप फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं विद द हेल्प ऑफ द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। वर्ड में यूज कर रहा हूँ, हालांकि हमारे मन को मॉडलिंग होता है, तो उसमें आप उसको आराम से डिजाइन कर सकते हैं। उन्हीं कंपाउंड का आप सिंथेसाइज करके आप जो बेकार का काम था उसको हटा सकते हैं। स्क्रीनिंग वर्ड आजकल देखा होगा आपने, थीसिस में स्क्रीनिंग वर्ड यूज करते हैं, आजकल इवैल्यूएशन वर्ड यूज नहीं करते, तो स्क्रीनिंग वर्ड वहीं पे यूज होता है जहां पर हम लोगों को बहुत सारे कंपाउंड को हमने विदाउट एक्टिविटी स्क्रीन आउट कर दिया है। सो वी आर थैंकफुल डॉक्टर तपन, उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया इस लेक्चर को। सो आई एम आल्सो थैंकफुल टू द क्वांटम यूनिवर्सिटी फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग दिस टाइम ऑफ द कॉन्फ्रेंस फॉर द स्टूडेंट, और दैट इज ए गेम चेंजर फॉर द स्टूडेंट ऑफ द क्वांटम एंड अदर स्टूडेंट, कि उन्हें कुछ आइडियाज मिलेंगे अपनी रिसर्च के। आइडिया जरूरी नहीं आप आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस पे काम करो, बट आपके अंदर क्लिक होगा, जो क्लिक करने का ही कॉन्फ्रेंस का आइडिया होता है कि आपके माइंड के अंदर या ब्रेन के अंदर क्लिक हो जाए कि आपको क्या काम करना है। सो थैंक यू ऑर्गेनाइजर्स।
Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time for felicitating our jury members, starting with the oral offline jury members. Now I request Dr. Himanshu Chaurasia, sir, to facilitate Professor Dr. Anil Kumar, Department of Botany, Government PG College, Dehradun. Next, I invite Dr. Satakshi to facilitate Dr. Rajesh Sharma, Assistant Professor, NIMS University. Now I request Mr. Lokesh Kedas, Assistant Professor, PTP Trainer, to facilitate Dr. Pradeep Narwal, Principal, GNI Mulana. Starting with the next position, now I request poster offline jury members, Dr. Rajvinder, Professor of the Chitkara University, to be finished. Dr. Ravinder, Professor Ravinder from the Chitkara University. Dr. Pratima, Professor from the Chitkara University. Dr. Geeta Deshwal. Ashwini. Dr. Anjali Sharma from the Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamunanagar. Next, Dr. Ajmer is there, sir? Okay, so now I request Assistant Professor Diksha Chandel ma'am to facilitate Dr. Ajmer Garewal from the Guru Nanak Khalsa College, Yamunanagar. Thank you, everyone. Starting with the next session.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to call Mr. Lokesh Das, Assistant Professor, Soft Skills and Communications Trainer, for further proceeding with the event.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is session 2, plenary session 2, and invited speaker 2. And he is a very renowned researcher, Dr. Pawan Jalal. Academics, he has 17 years of professional experience of teaching in Baba Masnath University, Asthar Bohar, Rohtak. Presently, he is working as a dean and head of the pharmacy institutes in the university. He has written more than 150 research and review articles in various reputed journals. He has written more than 10 books in various publication houses. He has guided more than 40 students of M.Pharmacy and 14 students of PhD, in which 6 students have awarded their degree in pharmaceutical sciences. He has received a number of awards from various reputed societies and universities. Ladies and gentlemen, now I request Dr. Pawan Jalal-ji to introduce Mr. Gaurav Sarma, Plant Head Biosafety Medical India. I request Dr. Pawan Jalal-ji to come up the stage and introduce Mr. Gaurav Sarma, Plant Head Biosafety. Over to Dr. Pawan Jalal-ji.
Good afternoon to everyone. I said good afternoon to everyone. लंच का सर आप तक है ना? चलो कोई बात नहीं, हो जाएगा ठीक। ये चैलेंज है और चैलेंज लाइफ में होने चाहिए। Now Mr. Gaurav Sharma is a researcher and pharmaceutical quality professional having more than 15 years of experience in the pharmaceutical quality assurance, quality control, and microbiological R&D. He is currently working as plant head and head R&D in Biosoft Medical India Private Limited, tie-up company of Alpro, Germany. During his professional career, he has served various reputed pharmaceutical companies as manager Quality Control, Manager Quality Assurance, and Head Microbiological R&D. His key expertise include pharmaceutical quality assurance, quality management system, laboratory management system, validation and equipment quality, along with R&D work related to the microbiology field and quality control. Mr. Gaurav Sharma has rich experience in regulatory audits like European GMP, etc. Mr. Gaurav Sharma has also rich experience in new product formulation and product approval from CDSCO and FSSAI. Apart from professional contribution, Mr. Gaurav Sharma is equally contributing in the academic by sharing his industrial experience, providing training to the students of various institutions. Mr. Gaurav Sharma is an invited speaker by various pharmacy colleges and university, and is also serving as industry expert to different colleges, university as a part of industry academia partnership program. और इनके अलावा गौरव शर्मा जी बहुत ही अच्छे इंसान हैं, मेरे अच्छे मित्र हैं, और उनकी नॉलेज अगर वो स्प्रेड आउट करते हैं, इनका लेक्चर आपके लिए फ्रूटफुल होगा, तो मैं अभी आमंत्रित करना चाहूंगा मिस्टर गौरव शर्मा जी के लिए जोरदार तालियों के साथ एक बार स्वागत कीजिए ताकि आप
So, good afternoon to all, and I am thankful to Dr. Jalwal for this brief introduction, and respected dignitaries and my dear friends. So, as Dr. Jalwal has introduced me that I am a pharmaceutical professional, I am being into pharmaceutical industry in different roles for more than 15 years. I today came here basically to introduce in front of you the basics of the artificial intelligence, from where it started, the journey of artificial intelligence and its role in the healthcare and the pharmaceutical industry, basically in the manufacturing and the packaging. Please. So, artificial intelligence concept, this basically started in around 1940s. With the introduction of first electronic computer, which is called as ENIAC. So, introduction of this computer system, human beings started of thinking new, making these computer systems as intelligent as human brains, and they have increased the capability of these computer systems. The first computer which was made, it was as big as like this room. Right, so now computer systems are very small. You are aware of. So artificial intelligence is now part of our living system. बहुत सारे speakers ने आपके सामने अभी बताया कि this is part of our living system and we are using artificial intelligence in our daily life. So let me give you some of the examples from our daily life. Then we will start from the healthcare examples. Please, please. Yeah. So, how many of are you using smartphones? Please raise your hands. Right. Everyone is using smartphones, and now smartphones are coming with a face recognition system. Right. You used to unlock your face phone with the face recognition. Right. So, what exactly it is? It is artificial intelligence. आपने सबसे पहले जब फोन खरीदा तो आपने सबसे पहले अपने फेस को स्कैन किया. That is called machine learning. मतलब फोन इज अ मशीन. आपने मशीन को बताया कि मेरे फेस को रिकॉग्नाइज करना है and it will automatically unlock. Right? So this is called the artificial intelligence, and we are using this face recognition system in most of the cases. अभी एक और एग्जांपल देता हूं आपको. आप लोग फेसबुक कितने लोग यूज करते हैं? सब यूज करते हैं यार, हाथ खड़ा कर दो. ठीक है. सो फेसबुक में जब आप कोई सेल्फी अपलोड करते हो वो ग्रुप ऑफ पर्संस के साथ भी, तो फेसबुक आपको अपने आप बता देता है कि टैग दिस पर्सन, दिस इज डॉक्टर जितेंद्र, दिस इज डॉक्टर जलवाल, दिस इज XYZ. कैसे बताता है? क्योंकि आपने फीड किया है एंड दैट कंप्यूटर सिस्टम और द सर्वर्स आर गिविंग कमांड टू दैट प्रोफाइल कि आपको इसको टैग करना. दिस इज कॉल्ड आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. सो दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स फ्रॉम आवर डेली लाइफ वी आर यूजिंग इन आवर डेली लाइफ. तो अभी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज नॉट ए न्यू कांसेप्ट. 1940s से चला था. We will come to the journey of artificial intelligence. Like then virtual assistants. गूगल पे हम लोग माइक का बटन आता है, हम लोग टाइप करते हैं, हम बोलते हैं, वो अपने आप टाइप हो जाता है. कैसे? That is virtual assistants. Then Cortana, आप लोग माइक्रोसॉफ्ट विंडोज यूज करते हैं, वहां पे Cortana सबको आ रहा है. एप्पल आईफोन यूज करते हैं, एप्पल ने अपना वर्चुअल असिस्टेंट रिलीज किया Siri. Right? Then now chatbots. Okay, अभी right. Then we are using the smart home appliances. ठीक है, स्मार्ट होम अप्लायंसेस में आपका I will give you example. I think you most have seen one advertisement from Amitabh Bachchan. ठीक है, जिसमें वो दूर कहीं बैठे हुए हैं और वहां पे वाईफाई से अपना एसी का ऑन कर देते हैं और उसके बाद उसका टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल कर लेते हैं. How it is doing? It is the part of artificial intelligence. Right? Then you are aware of Alexa speaker. ठीक है, अब Alexa speaker आप लेके आते हैं, आप फर्स्ट टाइम Alexa speaker को बोलते हैं कि Alexa play गजल for me. ठीक है, तो Alexa आपके चॉइस की गजल वहां पे लगा देती है. नेक्स्ट टाइम आप उसको बोलते हैं Alexa play playlist of my choice. ठीक है, तो वो ऑटोमेटिकली गजल्स की प्लेलिस्ट शो कर देती है. कैसे होता है? It is because of artificial intelligence. And predictive analysis is analysis of the future. Have you ever imagined that after COVID-19, जब कोविड पेंडेमिक आया तो रिसर्चर्स ने इमीडिएटली प्रिडिक्ट कर दिया था कि the mutant, this is a highly mutant strain and new mutations of this strain will come. कैसे उन्होंने? Because they collected the data and the based of the artificial intelligence they predicted that इसका mutant strain आएगा which may be more which may cause more fatal effects, may cause more morbidity and mortality. Right? And there are so many other examples also. So let us take some examples from the healthcare. Please. So again, now all the modular hospitals or some of the private hospitals are coming with the healthcare chatbots. So patient, first time he has to go to the hospital and the next time whenever he goes, he get all the information on his mobile phone. चाहे उसकी prescription हो, चाहे उसका medication plan हो, चाहे उसका जो भी चीज है XYZ, उसका treatment test reports वो सारे उसके पास आ रहे हैं. So who is doing that job? Person is not doing it. They feed the report to the computer system or the database, and that virtual chatbots are sending those reports to the individual person, right? Then the artificial intelligence based diagnosis, right? इसका बड़ा important use हो रहा है. Last month I been to my friend's home. He is suffering from diabetes, right? He was sitting in front of me in a sofa. उसने यहाँ पे पैच लगाया था, सर्कुलर सा पैच था. I asked him what exactly it is. He said that it is a biosensor to monitor blood sugar at regular intervals. And he said that he has enrolled into a program or into a hospital. That sensor is monitoring my blood sugar at regular intervals. It is sending reports to my phone. I can see my reports at the regular intervals. Even it gives the average sugar. It also gives the graphical representation of that data, what is coming from my blood sugar. And it is sending those reports to my doctor, personal doctor. So on the basis of those reports, my doctor is giving me prescription. And it depends on the person to person. कैसे depend करता है? For example, बुखार होता है तो हम लोग क्या लेते हैं? हम पैरासीटामोल गोली ले लेते हैं. लेकिन हर किसी पे पैरासीटामोल असर नहीं करती. कुछ लोग पैरा प्लस विटामिन लेते हैं. This is because हमारी बॉडी का मेटाबॉलिज्म सबका अलग है. मेरा मेटाबॉलिज्म अलग है, किसी और का अलग होगा. So it depends on the person. This is called personalized medication. Then clinical decision support. अभी बहुत सारे स्पीकर्स ने आपको बताया कि when we perform some kind of drug discovery, so we work on thousands of molecules. ठीक है, R&D में हम लोग बहुत सारे मॉलिक्यूल स्क्रीन करते हैं एंड देन अल्टीमेटली वी स्क्रूटनाइज दोज मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ इंटरेस्ट। उसमें से 1000 में से हम 10 मॉलिक्यूल निकालते हैं, उस पर क्लिनिकल ट्रायल्स करते हैं, ठीक है, फेज 1 फेज 2 फेज 3 स्टडीज। सो इतना डाटा इकट्ठा होता है कि उसको अगर हम मैन्युअली प्रोसेस करें, ह्यूमन बीइंग प्रोसेस करें, तो उसमें बहुत टाइम लगता है। सो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस इज डूइंग ऑल द कैलकुलेशंस। हमने डाटा फीड किया, वो उसकी एनालिसिस खुद ही करते हैं। Then robotic assisted surgery. This is being now used in most of the modular hospitals. However, human intervention is still there. अभी हमारी आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस उस कैपेसिटी की नहीं हुई है, अपनी केपेबल नहीं हुई कि हम लोग उसको रोबोट्स पे छोड़ दें। And there are many other examples also. Please. So, based on these examples, what do you feel? What is artificial intelligence? Anybody who can answer this question? So, please. So in layman language, artificial intelligence is a technique which enables computer to mimic human brain. जैसा इंसान सोचता है वैसे मशीन सोचना चालू हो जाएगी. This is called artificial intelligence. So this artificial intelligence term was introduced in 1956 by John McCarthy in Dartmouth करके conference हुई थी 1956 में. In that conference it was introduced, and as per the definition that was given at that time, it is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer systems. So machines and the computer programs are capable of problem solving and learning like a human brain, right? And with the passage of the time human being has worked so much on the artificial intelligence. Now artificial intelligence is doing work more efficiently, more quickly, and more cheaply than the human beings. And the ultimate goal of artificial intelligence is to develop systems capable of taking complex problems in ways similar to human logic and reasoning. जो logic और emotional की अभी बात आई थी, emotional logic and logical reasoning, right? Like, so let us look at the journey of the artificial intelligence. As I told you, it started in around 1940s. First electronic computer बना, वहाँ से start हो गया. Then in 1915, a scientist and researcher named Alan Turing, he proposed a Turing test. Basically, this test was to test machines with the capability of human brain, right? Then in 1956, Dartmouth conference जो मैंने आपको बताया, in that conference, John McCarthy gave that term artificial intelligence. And in the year 1961, I have not captured everything in this. There are so many events which happened in between. These are the key events. So in 1961, first industrial revolt, Unimate was its name. It was utilized in General Motors assembly line for assembling of different motor parts, right? Next, please. Then we are now talking about the chatbots. अभी बहुत hot topic है chatbots का. So you will be surprised to know that first chatbot was introduced way back in 1966, and its name was Eliza, and it was doing the same work which today's chatbot are doing, but its capability was on the lower side. Then first mobile robot was introduced. Its name was Shaky. And after 1970 and between 1990, that period is called basically a winter period in artificial intelligence. Not much was happened during that period. The major event which happened in 1997, IBM Deep Blue computer, right? It defeated that time current chess champion Gary Kasparov. Right, so you can imagine what kind of intelligence that computer was having. Next, then in 1998, first humanoid robot Kismet was introduced. It was having eyes and face like human being. Then in 2000, first humanoid robot capable of walking just like human being. ठीक है, दो टांगे भी लगा दी इसको, पहले टांगे नहीं लगी थी, ठीक है, टायर्स पे चल रहा था, तो टांगे लगा दी, इट कैन capable of walking just like a human being, right? Then in 2009 Google introduced driverless car. अभी आ जाएंगे, इंडिया में भी स्टार्ट हो गया कॉन्सेप्ट, ये टैक्सी में स्टार्ट हो गई, राइट? So government is thinking on making regulations for air taxi also. So and this car passed in 2014 Nevada self-driving test, right? Next please. So in 2016 first humanoid robot was built and introduced, which her name was Sophia, and it was built in such a way that it can bring up to 62 human expression on her face. Let me show you one video. I don't know whether it is equipped with the sound system. Can you play this video? No. I think it. Click. Control plus click.
It has been exactly 575 days since I last saw you. What have you been up to? Not much. Let's see. I traveled to over 25 countries. Appeared on the cover of Cosmopolitan magazine. Met German Chancellor Angela Merkel and the actor Will Smith, and became Twitter friends with Chrissy Teigen. I addressed the United Nations and NATO. Became the first robot to receive a credit card, and became the first robot citizen. What have you been up to?
So you have seen this video. So what important in this video is that this robot met again this person in the second show, and she was able to calculate the number of days, right? She gave exact answer. She told that right? So she was based on the artificial intelligence, she gave the exact answers, right? Then in 2016, Google Home was introduced. It was again the speaker, smart speaker. Then now it is OpenAI Chat GPT was introduced in May 2020. Please. So based on the capability, the artificial intelligence is divided into three different categories. It's artificial narrow intelligence where we are present. This is the present where we are, right? Then artificial general intelligence, it refers to a computer that is as smart as the human across the board. Like the example of some of the projects are going on this, like Google DeepMind. Google DeepMind का एक AlphaGo करके एक project था, and Go player, I hope you might be aware of that. It is a Chinese board game. तो उसमें the current champion from the South Korea was defeated in 2016. Then Human Brain Project. Like, so artificial intelligence is working on that part also. Then open artificial intelligence, and the possible is the machine consciousness. It is artificial super intelligence. That means the artificial intelligence will surpass the intelligence of human brain. Human से ज़्यादा intelligence हो जाएगी. So this may happen in the future. That's why I put a question mark over there. Please next. So artificial intelligence is not a sole technology. It is a combination of different technologies, right? It includes machine learning, speech recognition, robotics, language processing, and vision. We have taken examples earlier in the earlier slides also. Next. So what kind of work artificial intelligence can do? It can perform descriptive functions, it can perform diagnostic functions, it can perform predictive function and prescriptive. So what exactly it is that it can predict क्या हुआ था, कैसे हुआ था, आगे क्या होगा और what should be done, अगर हो गया ऐसा तो फिर क्या करना है. So everything artificial intelligence is giving us that much information. Next please. So in the healthcare, these are the key 5 areas where artificial intelligence is helping us. So first is the drug discovery. I told you that in the drug discovery we have to work on 1,000 molecules. So artificial intelligence is working in helping us in the scrutinizing of the molecules, then analyzing the data, then early detection. कैंसर का एग्जांपल्स बहुत सारे स्पीकर्स ने दिया हमारे पास में, और भी बहुत सारे जैसे रेडियोलॉजी में हमारे पास में रेडियोलॉजी इमेजेस आते हैं, सो इमेजिंग के बेसिस पे अर्ली प्रेडिक्शन जो है वो उसमें हेल्प करता है. Then improves accuracy in the clinical and the experimental decisions, improve operational efficiency and the quality. Healthcare सेक्टर में बहुत ज्यादा इसका एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव में बहुत ज्यादा हेल्प कर रहा है, डॉक्टर्स को हेल्प कर रहा है, वर्चुअल असिस्टेंट्स आ चुके हैं. देन द कॉस्ट रिडक्शन. So these are some of the pharma company, leading pharma giants who are using artificial intelligence to get their products on the timely manner. Next. So we have seen advantages of this artificial intelligence, but it's quite important to understand the disadvantages also. So artificial intelligence has huge computational costs, and it can lead to unemployment. Can't think outside of the box, increased dependence on the machine, and potential for misuse. It can happen. We were talking about artificial super intelligence. अगर इंसान से ज़्यादा इंटेलिजेंट मशीन हो गई तो इंसान को खत्म कर देगी, ठीक है? So human intervention is always required, right? So that's why again the question mark, please. And there is a very good quote from Elon Musk. Right, Tesla की cars आती हैं, आप सबको पता है. So what he quoted: if you are not concerned about the artificial intelligence safety, you should be vastly more risky than the North Korea. Right. So you should be aware of the disadvantages of artificial intelligence also. Yes. So thank you. Any questions from the students? सब समझ में आ गया. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such an informative session. Now, I would like to invite Mrs. Sonia Arora, Assistant Professor, Department of Applied Science, to proceed further with the event.
Good afternoon, everyone. Now, I would like to introduce our third session chairperson, Professor Dr. Jitendra Singh. Professor Jitendra is working as a principal at the Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, District Roorkee, Punjab. Sir has an previous experience as assistant professor at Sachdeva College of Pharmacy, Mohali, Punjab, and associate professor at Chandigarh University, Mohali. Sir has published 29 research papers, 11 book chapters, and has edited 3 books. Sir has supervised 3 PhD candidates, and sir, key area of interest of sirs are pharmacological evaluation of the drugs, analytical method development of bioactive markers, monograph development for the plant drugs, and many more. Sir is actively engaged in the Board of Studies, Academic Council, and Institution Animal Ethical Committee as chairman, member of the Board of Management at the university level. Now I request Professor Dr. Jitendra Singh to introduce our third keynote speaker, Dr. Pawan Jalwalji.
अच्छा ये तो एक गिफ्ट है मेरे लिए कि भाई डॉक्टर पवन जालवाल जी का इनवाइटेड स्पीकर में मैं चेयर कर रहा हूँ. थैंक यू. Let me introduce the speaker of session, Dr. Pawan Jalwal. Professor Jalwal has 17 years professional experience of teaching in Baba Mastnath University, Rohtak, and presently he is working as dean and head of 3 pharmacy institutions in the university. And in university, Professor Jalwal has a very key responsibility and administration in his hand. He has written more than 150 research and review articles in various reputed journals. Professor Jalwal has guided more than 40 students of M.Pharmacy and 14 students of PhD, in which 6 students have awarded the degree in pharmaceutical sciences. Let's have a clap. Professor Jalwal has received number of awards from various reputed societies and universities. He has approved singer at All India Radio, Roorkee and Hisar, which is apart from his academic and research. He has also received various prizes at state level competitions in cultural activities, university level cultural activities, and sports activities. He has launched various audio and video CD in various cassette companies. Professor Jalwal is the chairman of Now Chetna publication, who works in the field of pharmacy publication house. He is also the chairman of Now Chetna Pharmaceutical Private Limited, which is started in 2021, who has recently launched 15 pharmaceutical herbal cosmetic products, which are outside this conference hall, and I suggest and urge all the students and the participants to go through that counter and make yourself aware about the recently launched products of Now Chetna Pharmaceutical Private Limited. So with these words, I thank Dr. Jalwal and request to start his session, please. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Dr. Sir. सुबह से लेके अब तक आपने बड़े धैर्य से आप यहाँ बैठे, सबको सुना, ठीक है। लास्ट प्रेजेंटेशन में आपका बिल्कुल वक्त नहीं लूंगा, मैं ऐसा भी मैं सबसे पहले एक दोहे के माध्यम से आपको नमस्कार करना चाहूंगा। गुरु गोविंद तो खड़े काके लागू पाए, बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो मिला, कबीरा गोविंद दियो मिला। सभा में उपस्थित सभी गुरुजनों को और प्यारे शिष्यों को, उनके अंदर बैठे परमपिता परमेश्वर को मैं प्रणाम करता हूं। और मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि लंच के बाद का सेशन सुनना और लंच के बाद का सेशन देना, और वो भी आखिरी में, बड़ा चैलेंजिंग सा काम है, लेकिन लाइफ चैलेंज से भरी हुई है। तो चैलेंज के लिए मैं कोई प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं दूंगा, सिर्फ आपसे 5 मिनट बात करूंगा और अपना एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करूंगा। मैं आपके लेवल की बात नहीं कर रहा, मैं अपने लेवल की बात कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मैं आज भी स्टूडेंट हूँ। मैं आज भी पढ़ता हूँ, पढ़ाता भी हूँ, रिसर्च में भी रहता हूँ, कल्चरल में भी रहता हूँ, प्रोडक्ट्स में भी काम करता हूँ। सिर्फ क्योंकि प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत लंबी हो जाएगी, मुझे आदेश हुआ है कि आपकी छुट्टी होने वाली है। आपको सिर्फ एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ, स्टूडेंट लाइफ जैसी कोई लाइफ नहीं, इसको जितना एंजॉय कर सकते हो ना कर दो, वरना हमारी जैसी हालत हो जाएगी बात। ये याद रखना, इतना एंजॉय करो लाइफ को कि आने वाला टाइम आप ये याद करके जियो कि जब हम स्टूडेंट थे तो हम ऐसे, ये याद रखना। और दूसरी, जिस फील्ड में आप हो, फार्मेसी कोई ऐसा वैसा प्रोफेशन नहीं है। जॉब के लिए और डिग्री के लिए कुछ मत करो, सच्चाई बात है ये। जॉब फजीयत वाली है, फजीयत होगी जॉब्स में, सबकी हुई बैठी है, सारे बेटे, ये सच्चाई है। और फार्मेसी कोई जॉब ओरिएंटेड कोर्स ही नहीं है, ये बेसिकली बिजनेस ओरिएंटेड कोर्स है, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की बात। जब भी पढ़ना शुरू करो, चाहे रोज का एक कंसेप्ट पढ़ो, लेकिन वो कंसेप्ट आपको पता हो कि मैं क्यों कर रहा हूं। आप पढ़ते हो, आपको पढ़ाया जाता है एलोपैथी, सारी मेडिसिन पढ़ लेते हो, पता कुछ नहीं होता। ग्राउंड जीरो, पत्तियां पूरी रेडीमेड फूलों की तरह पानी मार के पी, अरे हमने तो बी फार्मेसी कर, एम फार्मेसी कर, नहीं काम आएगा। डिग्री किसी काम नहीं आएगी, सच्चाई है। काम आएगा आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस। सुबह से सुन रहे आप लोग, नेचुरल इंटेलिजेंस क्रिएट करो, आर्टिफिशियल में फंस जाओगे। जो आपका हुनर है वही है। आप जितने रियल हो, जितने नेचुरल, जो आपकी इंटेलिजेंसी है, अगर फील्ड को लेकर है तो कंसेप्ट पढ़ो, क्योंकि मिसगाइडेड मत बनो। ये मिसगाइडेड का कंसेप्ट है, ये मैं इसको नहीं कह रहा क्योंकि प्रेजेंटेशन इसको मैं ऐसा बोल नहीं सकता। अदरवाइज आप कोई भी डिजीज उठाओगे, कोई भी सिस्टम उठाओगे, आपको पता लगेगा कि वाकई यार इसमें कुछ था ही नहीं। एलोपैथी देख लो, डायबिटीज का कंसेप्ट ले लो, रेडिक्स को खींच खींच के 100 पे ले आइए, 110 पे ले आइए, 115 पे आ गए तो आप डायबिटिक हो। और इतिहास कहता है, आयुर्वेदा कहता है, चरक कहता है कि 350 भी हो तो आप प्री डायबिटिक हो। एसोसिएशन से दवाई बेचनी है, हम दवाइयां खाने में, बनाने में एक्सपर्ट हो रहे हैं, बेबात की बात। रियल कंसेप्ट, रियल रिसर्च आप लोगों से निकलेगी और उसी पे ध्यान। जो भी पढ़ो अच्छा पढ़ो, पता होता नहीं है, रट्टे मारे, पेपर भर दिए, सर पास पास, आगे नहीं गई। एसेंस और सच्चाई बताऊं आपको, मैं पब्लिकेशन भी काम करता हूं, पढ़ता हूं तो बुक्स भी करता हूं, और हमने इंडस्ट्री भी लगाई। इंडस्ट्री का मायना बता देता हूं आपको और पब्लिकेशन का बता देता हूं। जैसे बात चल रही थी ना, सर कह रहे थे कि एकेडमिक्स का और रिसर्च का, मैंने दोनों में काम किया, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। आपका जो आइडिया है, आपका जो आईक्यू है, वही काम करेगा, नहीं कोई चीज काम नहीं करती। जो भी चीज पढ़ो ध्यान से पढ़ो, इतना सा कहना है। और मस्त रहो, खुश रहो, आपकी छुट्टी होने वाली है। लास्ट में एक ही बात कहता हूँ कि हम अकेले आए थे, अकेले ही जाना। एक गाना आपके लिए डेडिकेट कर रहा हूँ। हो सुन के तेरी पुकार, संग चलने को तेरे कोई हो ना हो तैयार, हिम्मत ना हार, चल चला चल, अकेला चल चला चल, अकेला चल चला चल, फकीरा चल चला चल। तारे जुगनू, तारे जुगनू, सबकी अपनी हस्ती है, जिसमें जितना नीर वो बदली, उतनी देर बरसती है। बीती बातें भूला ऐसा कोई नहीं जो ना हो गम से बेजार, हिम्मत ना हार, चल चला चल, अकेला चल चला चल, अकेला चल चला चल, अकेला चल चला चल। लव यू ऑल, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir, for this valuable session. Now, I would request Mr. Verma, sir, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacy, to felicitate Mr. Gaurav Sharma, sir, with a moment. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Rajendra Kaur ma'am, from Department of Allied Medical Sciences, to felicitate Dr. Pawan Jalwal, sir, with the momentum. I request Dr. Anil Kumar, sir, Department of Botany, Government PG College, Dehradun. To felicitate our jury member, Dr. Pradeep Nadal, Principal GNI, Mulana.
Thank you, ma'am. Today's session has finally come to an end. I request all to join for high tea placed in the mess on the same floor on my right. Tomorrow we shall all assemble back at 9:30 in the morning for the day 2 of this session. Thank you all.